director of the Brunswick Street Mission, which is a pretty special place. However, we're all special places, and I think this is a really good opportunity for us to meet each other and see the kind of good that can be done together. Brunswick Street Mission has been around arguably as long as 150 years in one form or another. Many different people doing many things around the subject of poverty primarily, and much of it basic, what we call Band-Aid kind of therapy. What's your immediate need and what can we do about that? We start every morning with a hot breakfast, and that one's fascinating. That one grew out of a janitor who one day opened the back door, discovered someone sleeping under the steps, said, "Come on in, share my coffee and sandwich." Next thing you know, he's asking the local priest, "If you've got a few dollars we can put toward giving a few of these guys a breakfast." Out of that, we now serve 60 to 100 people every morning that we open up. We go from there into our clothing bank. And that one's made a big difference as well. I don't know if people still contain a stereotypical image of a homeless person, but they don't always look like that anymore. There's access to good donated clothing, a service that costs nobody anything except for a roof and the lights. We can receive donated clothing and make sure it gets in the hands of people that need them. We don't focus purely on homelessness, though. We look at a broader audience, anyone who is struggling in any aspect with poverty and what can be done to alleviate some of those challenges. One of our next programs is our food bank, which assists about 80 families a week with support around groceries, etc. That's primarily for folks that do have a home, usually inadequately homed and challenged with that, often with children, etc. And that little bit of groceries can make a big difference into whether or not you can actually buy your child school supplies, etc. We have a benevolent program. That's one of our more interesting ones. Basically, we attempt to assess what's going on and ask, not just can we avert a crisis, but can we turn something around here? So we look at that one more as an investment in a person. Sometimes the investment is really easy. For the price of a pair of work boots, this person can be employed. Sometimes that one's a lot more complex, and it can take a month or two of very intense case management and very, very intense work with our many partners in the community before we can help a person turn their life around. One of our favorite programs following from that, and these things do work somewhat sequentially, is a trust program. Simplest form, that means we get your money, we pay your bills, you get the remainder. You might imagine properly that would be for folks that are maybe a little challenged to handle their own money. Maybe they're trying to recover from addiction and cannot face the temptation of having an entire paycheck in their hand at one time. We work very closely with the folks in that program, not just around that basic front function, which helps the person keep a roof over their head, but also a little bit of budgeting, a little bit of life advice, etc. Very, very supportive, and again, can help folks move forward in a long time. Sometimes we're working with a mother who wants to get her children back after a period with an addiction, etc. We have Christmas programming, of course. Nobody's complete without that. And the one that I think astounds me most, because I saw this evolve in the last 5 years from a mere 18 clients to the large share of the city of tax returns now. We have a free tax return program. And the reason we're popular is we do it when everybody else has stopped for the season. Important? But you know, you cannot get social assistance or keep social assistance if you don't file your return. Very, very important. So it's really critical to helping people move forward, to find solutions to problems. Those are our main programs, but we spend every day doing little tiny things, helping replace a lost piece of ID so that you can put a claim in for something somewhere, helping solve problems of all kinds of nature. We sometimes can make really big differences in people's lives, watching somebody go from a state of abject addiction and destitution to the part where they're homed and moving forward into an education with their life. And we do love to see those happen, but I'm not going to lie to anyone, they're the rare ones. And what we see, and we see it every day, is literally somebody in tears of relief for just a moment, the challenge they're facing. They've had a moment's help, somebody to give them a hand, someone to help them move past that to where they can see a future. We usually don't get to be the one that creates that future, but we can help them to get ready for it, help them feel they're not alone as they move toward it. I actually don't envy you having to choose because we are all very, very important. We all work together in different ways, do a lot of different good. We could not help a person last week that we sent to our colleague here. There have been other times in reverse. I've often thought, in a way, it's kind of a shame that we all compete for your donation. So what I really want to say is, whatever you do, pick one and care, because that's the important part. And I do hope you'll keep doing that, regardless of who you pick tonight. Thank you.